Why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is... Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at depend.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Listen to K-State and KU Saturdays starting at 9 right here on 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
And welcome to After Hours. See Jackson? You figured that right out? Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden once again. What's up, guys? How you doing, Jackson?
Doing great, Bink. How we doing?
We're doing good, my friend. Doing good. Got Missouri State football coming on here, 8 o'clock. Got 2 games on a week from Conference USA before we get into action here in a bit. I know you like it. I know you like some Conference USA action. I do.
Oh, yeah. Any football's good football.
We had a nice little overtime game last night. Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech. Hey, it keeps you busy. NBA started last night. Keeps you busy till Thursday night football, right? Then, of course, you go Friday night. There was a good game a couple weeks ago. North Texas got a USF game. That was good. I'll usually watch Friday football. And then, of course, Saturday's waking up college game day, which I know you'll be watching because it's Vanderbilt and Missouri, baby. Vanderbilt ranked in the top 10 for the first time since 1947.
Been a while.
Yeah. We're talking World War II. It's been a while. And you know what? They're loving it up, too, man. They are loving it up. Eli Drinkwitz today called it, because we guys are on game day this weekend. He's like, we're on game day, but this is the Vanderbilt show. We're the sideshow. This is the Vanderbilt show. This is all about Vanderbilt, which you know it will be. Missouri's had them down there. I'll say this, too. I know College Game Day had to pick a game, and North Dakota State and South Dakota State people were pissed because it's an FCS battle of 1 versus 2.
Yeah, it's the 2 best FCS schools.
Absolutely. And they always have a good time when they're College Game Day there. But if you want to get to Vanderbilt, this was the game to do it.
This was the game. You get a top 15 matchup in the SEC. I mean, how could you pass on this? And it's not like they're going to Alabama for the 1,000,000th time or Georgia for the 1,000,000th time. They're going to Vandy. If someone told you 5 years ago Mizzou and Vandy was getting College Game Day, who would have believed you, Bink? I mean, just...
Well, Vanderbilt was in the college football playoffs, so it started today because they're ranked.
Yeah.
Of course, that can change. This is a big game for Missouri because A&M comes in next. And A&M is favored by 2.5. And I know Alex Gould just had the betting show, but they're favored by 2.5 over LSU. But the game's at LSU. Mm-hmm. And Texas A&M, Arkansas gave them all they wanted last week.
Oh, yeah.
And so if A&M wins that, they'll go to Columbia undefeated. And if Missouri wins, they'll be 7-1 facing an undefeated Texas A&M game in Columbia next weekend. Like, it got real when Alabama came to Columbia because then it was Auburn, their first road game, even though they've lost 4 straight now. But it's gotten real at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, if Missouri and Texas A&M both win this week, is there not a possibility that game day's in Columbia in 2 weeks? Both of them have a bye next week. They'll go in. Texas A&M will be at worst number 3 in the country. Mizzou will probably move into the top 10 if they win this game.
I mean, it could happen.
Huge. This is a huge SEC week for Missouri. And honestly, I think the winner of Missouri-Vanderbilt, Bink, is in the driver's seat to have a college football playoff spot.
Well, and the other thing, too, is The other thing, too, is Diego Pavia is, told goal, he's hovering right around 5. Like, he will shoot up if he beats Missouri.
There's no question.
He will completely shoot up.
His Heisman odds are going to go nuts if they beat Missouri. And then they have an opportunity, if they do beat Missouri, they go into Texas and face Arch Manning and the Longhorns, who have been disappointing. But if Vanderbilt goes in there and wins that game, woo, Bink. Vandy in the college football playoff could be a reality.
Oh, it could be. We'll talk about this game later as we progress, but I want to start off with the Chiefs. Aren't you getting a kick out of everybody just – and the one thing to me is the hypocrisy with fans. Like, if you watch Monday Night Football, there was 2 of them. But if you watch the Lions and the Bucks, which I thought the Seahawks and Texans was a good game, but really because we had a bet on that with Circa. It was one of our games. So we needed Seattle to keep rolling in that one. But the Buccaneers and the Lions, did you see all the crying going on afterwards for the Buccaneers? Now, some of it was legit, like the double replay review. There were so many things that happened Monday night. Had it happened to the Chiefs, that's the only thing I was thinking of. When I was seeing those guys play, I was thinking of the Chiefs. I was thinking what would have happened. If they had a double review that benefited the Chiefs, it would have been meltdown city across football. And you know this, Jackson. And speaking of Jackson Smith and Jigba, the Seattle wide receiver, did you see the ref come over and shield him? He came over and shielded him on the bench. There was a fight going out, and there's a ref that went and shielded him on the bench. Can you imagine if that was Mahomes?
Oh, God. If that was Mahomes, the NFL community might have just stopped watching. They would have said, look, there's the refs protecting the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes again. I mean, the hypocrisy is crazy, Bink. You're right. And
well, it's a lot of hypocrisy. And here's the deal. Both starting safeties were out for the Lions. Kirby Joseph was out. Of course, Brian Branch was out because of the suspension. Terry and Arnold, their starting corner, out. DJ Reed, the former Kansas State product, was starting for the Lions, but he's on IR now, right? And their nickel corner was out of the game. So they had 5 guys out of that game from the secondary. But everybody was raving about the Lions' defense. Well, and they've shot right up the power rankings, the number 1 again. When they played the Chiefs, it was because they were depleted in the secondary. And I reminded people, well, Jared Goff in that offense only scored, and Jahmyr Gibbs, they only scored 17 points against the Chiefs. But, oh, man, that was the topic about how good that Lions defense was. It was like, which way is it? Because they were depleted in Kansas City. They were still depleted in Tampa Bay, even more so, because Brian Branch actually played in the Chiefs game. He didn't smack Juju till after the game.
Right.
But he was out in the Bucs game, and they needed him. Like, that was a big loss for them because they needed him, because they needed a starter. They don't need a starter getting banned for a game by smacking a player after the game. That was dumb.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Because they needed him. Like, that was a position need. Doing that cost your team. It didn't in that game, but doing stupid actions like we've seen a lot of players do in football with taunting and everything else, doing a stupid action cost your team. Didn't cost them, but, man, they were raving about that Lions defense. Although when they played the Chiefs, they were saying they were so depleted, just like the Ravens.
Right.
The Ravens came in as they were already injured coming in, right?
Sure.
But Vegas still favored them. Chiefs were still the underdog, and not only that, but nationally they were still picking the Ravens, and they knew about the injuries.
Yeah,
and then it was Lamar Jackson played most of that game, then Cooper Rush came in.
Right.
So it wasn't that they beat up Lamar, and they beat up the Ravens in that game. Totally beat them up. They bullied the Ravens.
Yeah,
the Ravens have always been the bully on the block. The Chiefs bullied the hell out of them, like they have everybody else, and like they did the Lions. So much so that the Lions were crying. Even Brian Branch himself said the Chiefs were bullying him. Wham! That's the way it goes. But here's the thing. But Vegas favored the Ravens. But then after the game, it was, well, they were hurt. They were all hurt. Well, you knew that going into the game.
Right. So
you
why
still
was the spread in favor of Baltimore?
You still picked the Ravens to win, and then the Chiefs smack them around like they should in that. Again, Jackson, it goes back to the officiating. If there's a call that should have gone against the Chiefs but didn't, there's, oh, man, the Chiefs got away with one. They all say it. Like some of the announcers, like Tirico, is real careful about not saying it, but other announcers will say it. But if it happens to the other team, it's, well, human error.
Yeah, the refs can't get everything right. Yeah, and I mean, you look at it, Bink. Detroit was lucky that Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving, and Jalen McMillan were all out, because that would have been a completely different game without them, and Brian Branch would have costed his team that game, and people would have come out and said, see, the Chiefs get all the favoritism. You know, Juju and the other guys didn't get suspended for retaliating.
They'll be saying it about Jaden Daniels. By the way, the quarterback for Washington is out. A stud. out in this game. He's been hurt. This is what his fourth game missed this year, but he's not playing in this one. So, of course, people are going to be crying. But it looks like Debo, I haven't seen the full injury report yet from Washington, but Debo and McLaurin should be coming back.
Sounds like they're going to play on Monday night. Yeah, and look, Mariota has started a couple games for the Commanders this year, and he's been not as good as Jaden Daniels, but he's been competent. They've been able to put up some points with him. So it's not the end of the world for the Commanders, although going
with that defense, man.
Ooh, it's old, man. I mean, Bobby Wagner, how's he going to guard anyone at his age, Bink? I mean, he's a great tackler still, but he's 36 years old playing linebacker. His best days are behind him.
I understand they have injuries, but what do we always say, Jackson? They don't parlay it. They don't parlay it into something good. We see so many teams that are the flavor of the year. Not the month, but the year. The Houston Texans that went to 2 playoff games and won.
Right.
They were the flavor of the year the last couple of years. But then C.J. Stroud's not backing it up this year. We've seen this in Jacksonville time in and time out. I mean, they were the flavor of the year when Blake Bortles took them to the AFC title game. Then they fell down. Then they went through coaching changes. And then they finally won a playoff game. Then they played the Chiefs and got smacked around the playoffs, and Jacksonville's arrived, right? But then they didn't. Then they sucked again. And then they were able to draft Travis Hunter because they were so bad. And then all of a sudden they beat the Chiefs and they've arrived. They didn't parlay that because they've gotten hammered the last 2 weeks. And last week was an abysmal joke, and I will never, ever bet on London games again, ever.
Yeah, it's sacrilegious to bet on London games. If the game's not played in our country, don't bet it.
Well, they were 3-point dogs. Right? Here's my thing. Like, Puka didn't play in that game, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I like that. That's good. And not only that, but Jacksonville was 5-4 playing in London. Remember, they've been having London as their home game because they
London's their second home.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they don't do
it's
well
their
in
home
Duval.
away from home.
They have to tarp off the upper deck and all that. I know they scream Duval and all that, but those fans only like the team when they're winning. They are complete bandwagon fans, 100% bandwagon. They'll chant Duval and do all this other crap when they're good. But right now, this team isn't good. And they can't get to the quarterback. They got issues. But this isn't about Jackson. It's about the Chiefs. But it's about these myths, these narratives, the hypocrisy that goes on. Right now, you see this all about Mahomes and I see top 10 list and Mahomes is number 10. I actually saw one earlier right before the show where Mahomes is 10. I was like, I don't think people realize he's number 1 in total offense in the NFL because you have to add his rushing yards. He's got 250 yards rushing. And not bad for a guy who just turned 30, right? But he doesn't lead the way now. Pacheco does by like 21 yards, I think, for the Chiefs. But bottom line is, by his rushing touchdowns and his passing, he's the leader of touchdowns in the National Football League. So he is the odds-on favorite to win MVP. This would be his third MVP. If they go to the Super Bowl again and they win it, you know damn well he's going to be Super Bowl MVP. So he's probably going to retire with 4+ as far as Super Bowl MVPs. Maybe 5+. Who knows where it ends up. But this whole hypocrisy thing is changing. And remember that girl doing a sports radio show up in Michigan? This was like before the season, said she was tired of Mahomes and the dynasty, the Chiefs, and all this. And she said she stopped liking them when they were in the Hallmark movie, even though Mahomes wasn't in it, right? The Hallmark movie. And she liked Josh Allen because he can play in cold weather because he's big. This moron said this, right? Buffalo announced today they're having a parade November 13th. Buffalo's finally getting a parade. How about that?
Never had one. Never had one.
They don't know what one's like. They're having a parade for the Hallmark premiere. Because guess what? Buffalo is in it this year. It's Buffalo Bills, a love story. Hallmark, a Kansas City company, went to Buffalo to do a movie. Sean McDermott's in it, and other players are in it, and former players are in it. Jim Kelly's in it. So Buffalo has embraced this Hallmark movie. So the Buffalo Bills love story is coming to your TV and Hallmark Channel this year. But people didn't want to see it. They were tired of the Chiefs seeing it. Well, guess what? Joshy and the Buffalo Bills, their wins, those teams they beat, a combined 3-24 in the National Football League this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty jarring.
With the third worst rush defense in the NFL, they can't stop the run. They're like Kansas trying to stop the run.
Yeah.
They can't do it. And we're supposed to believe this is a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
Joshy was supposed to be undefeated when they played the Chiefs.
They should have been. Look at the schedule, Bink. All these the 2 losses they've had, on paper, they should have won those games. If you're an MVP and Josh Allen, you should have won those games, Bink.
Oh, they should have. But the bottom line is the hypocrisy that we're seeing. But I'll tell you this much. That game Sunday, you rarely see games like that. Well, you don't see games like that in the NFL. The Chiefs actually, they took their will. Andy Reid called up the dogs. That game could have been 50-0. More than that, probably. They had their way with the Raiders. Mahomes is with a hat on. You never want to see the opposing quarterback with the hat on in the fourth quarter. Chris Jones was chilling on the sidelines. They were relaxing. People were making a big deal because Mahomes wasn't in the game. Well, a lot of the defensive starters weren't in the game at that point. But 30 first downs to 3. That is unreal because despite we think about the Raiders, they aren't the worst team in the National Football League. And I know that Brock Bowers didn't play, but Brock Bowers, the tight end, didn't make that big of a difference. Jacoby Myers didn't play. But guess what? Those are still the best of the best. Getting to the National Football League means you're still the best of the best. You see all these silly things. Like now you see this stuff in Ohio, like can Ohio State beat the Browns? No, they couldn't.
Absolutely not.
Can Alabama beat certain NFL teams different years? No, they couldn't.
No.
The best of the best play in the National Football League, so they still are NFL players that played against the Chiefs or the Raiders, and they were coming off a win, albeit it was against Tennessee. But it was still an NFL win by 10 points. They were coming into Kansas City. That Raiders team beat the freaking Patriots. Everybody loves the New England Patriots right now, and Drake May. They went to New England and beat them in week 1, which is another NFL fallacy. Week 1. Do you put too much stock in? No, you don't, because week 1 is a myth.
Especially with the shortened preseasons now, it feels like week 1 through 4 are teams just amping up. It feels like they're trying to figure out who they are in the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, it hurts when you lose a divisional game week 1 like the Chiefs did, but like you said, the Raiders went to New England and beat the Patriots week 1. If that game was played today, Bink, New England's winning that by 14 plus.
Oh, the Colts hammered them earlier this season and all that, but then they parlayed that with the win.
Right.
So this National Football League still won.
Yeah. It's a National Football League team, and I've never in the Mahomes era seen a more dominant win. Like you said, that could have been 50-0. Bink, I don't know if I've ever seen in football a team kneel on the other side of the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs were kneeling. The Raiders had all 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute warning hadn't even happened. And Pete Carroll was just like, I'm done.
If there was a running clock,
here.
like in Missouri, if you're up by 35 points in high school football, they have a running clock.
Right.
Obviously, they wouldn't hit that because they were just at 31 points.
True.
But that should have been a running clock at that point.
If there was ever a game for a running clock.
And the Raiders were ready for it, man. They were
want it
so
out.
thrilled.
They
And you know
want it
what?
out.
If Reed didn't have respect for Pete Carroll, he might have ran it up. Andy Reid doesn't run things up, but man, with the Raiders and all the crap they've pulled, with the tour around the stadium, dancing on the logo. Remember when they did that? Crying about the ring around the rosy play.
Oh, then they go around the stadium in the bus with Gruden. Oh, yeah.
But the Chiefs did 2 of those things, right? The Mahomes trying to draw them off and then faking it and handing it off. Remember that play? That play got national run, that Maryland wing tee they ran. But the one that they're not talking about is the play that was offsides by Caliendo that scored in the goal line. The Chiefs were in the freaking single wing, man. They had Mahomes in a 3-point stance behind the line of scrimmage. They had Gardner Minshew in the game in a 3-point stance. The stamp with the Gardner, then a pump pass forward that ended up being a touchdown for the Chiefs, but called back because of Caliendo. That play would have been talked about. But it's funny because the Chiefs want to experiment and try these things. You know what they wait for? They wait for the Raiders, man. They wait for the Raiders to unleash some of these trick plays. But I'll tell you this much. You will see this play again by the Chiefs. You will see that single wing. Because that wasn't true single wing with the spinner backs and everything else. You'll see Mahomes and Minshew spin eventually. But that was a prelude to it, what the Raiders saw. But Caliendo, they showed Andy Reid's face after that. I was like, Andy Reid was disgusted because, man, that play was supposed to work. And it did work, except for Caliendo. If Trey Smith had been in the game and not hurt, that would have played. That would have been a touchdown.
100%.
But
the
shows
play
the
was
respect
right there.
for Creed and Trey because they ran right through
Play
that
was
hole.
right there. That was a touchdown. Had Caliendo not a false started.
But, the Chiefs scored at least 28 points the last 4 weeks. They've been unreal on offense. It's fun to see. And as I've contended, and I'll say it again, the 25 Chiefs would beat the 24 Chiefs anywhere. I'm talking the Walmart parking lot, I'm talking Mars, I'm talking anywhere. 25 Chiefs, even though the 24 Chiefs won the division by 4 games in a year in which 3 teams from the AFC West went to the playoffs, the only division in the AFC where 3 teams went to the playoffs. They won the division by 4 games, won 15 games, went to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, but this 4-3 football team would have beat that team because their offense is better.
100%. It feels like we have the Legion of Zoom Part 2. It feels like we have all these weapons now that last year we could never get them all on the field at the same time. Plus, Worthy was just growing as a rookie. Now you have this offense that just looks unstoppable. I mean, even the loss to Jacksonville, they looked good. They had a fluke pick 6 that really turned that game. But
and the almost interception.
So many things could have gone different ways, and the Chiefs get out of Jacksonville with a victory. But, the Chiefs' offense has been humming for a month straight now, and the NFL should be terrified.
But there's one thing to remember, and that's the December to remember for the Chiefs. Just position yourselves for the December to remember. December 7th, the first game in December, Houston at home, followed by the Chargers at home. They owe the Chargers a little bit of something, don't they? And then their road games at Tennessee, Denver at home, Vegas, AFC or Arrowhead West. So your 2 road games December on are at Tennessee and Las Vegas. You kidding me? The rest are at home. Houston, the Chargers, Denver at home. This is a dream schedule for the Chiefs. Listen, it's been tough at the beginning. No question it's been tough. But it is dream cupcake city for this team at the end of the year.
Just stay afloat until it gets cold, right? That's what New England used to do. That's all you got to do if you're the Chiefs. The real season doesn't start until December, January, right?
I think people forget that the Eagles were hammered 31-16 by the Bucs early in the season last year. Remember? They wanted Sirianni fired after that. Then after that game, they just go on a roll.
Barely beat the Browns after that game, too.
They
were struggling. They were 2-2. Yep. They were asking for the coach to get fired, and all of a sudden, things clicked.
2021 Chiefs were 2-3.
Yep.
Then they went to 3-3.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Then they went to 3-4.
Yeah.
And they almost went to 3-5, but because of Harrison Butker kicking a field goal in the last minute, they beat the Giants, and they came back to 500. This team could have been 3-5, and it was a Super Bowl team. Or no, AFC title team at that point.
Should have been a Super Bowl team. I'll never get over that one.
But regardless, coming up next, I have a question for you. I have a question for other Chiefs fans. Our Jay Southland Toast Service text line, 913-586-7965. It's also the phone number, 913-586-7965. It's about Rashee Rice, and it's about an extension. We discuss it next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Fast cars, barbecue, and live music. Bring the family for Burnouts, a car show, Kid Zone, and Chris Jansen live Saturday night. It's Boost and Barbecue. Next Friday, October 24th, and Saturday, October 25th at Flying H Drag Strip, Odessa. Kids 12 and under are free. Online at boostandbbq.com.
BetMGM is inviting you to charge the field this pro football season. Existing BetMGM customers can have a ball without having to sweat. Log into your account to get a pro football no sweat token. Apply the token to your next pro football bet. If you lose with the token attached, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. That's right, with the no sweat token, you get your stake back in bonus bets if you don't win. There's nothing like a fresh set of downs. And that's just what BetMGM is offering if you don't win with a no-sweat token. Find your favorite matchup and be part of the action. Make this pro football season one for the ages. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
there's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
It's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Take advantage of the nice fall weather and schedule your consultation with the outdoor living specialists at Powell Exteriors KC so you can enjoy the weather in style and comfort. Imagine watching football on your new deck, protected from the elements, and you'll have the confidence of Powell Exterior KC's 10-year workmanship warranty, easy financing, and pay no interest until 2027. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com today and experience the power of KC's exterior experts.
96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Wake up with Fesco and Dusty from 6 to 10. Hang out with Cody and Gold from 10 until 2. And on your way home, tune in for The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Can't listen in the car? Listen live or on demand with the Odyssey app. And watch all the shows on YouTube or your favorite social media platforms. Your home for Chiefs football. Your home for Royals baseball. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back, 96.5 The Fan. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden producing the operation. How about this, Jackson, because I know you like the NFL draft. Speaking of the Raiders, you realize the 23 season, McDaniels, they set their draft order going forward. Remember, Daniels 3-5, and then Antonio Pierce comes in as an interim coach, 5-4, and they started winning, and they run their draft order. They run their draft order. They could have drafted Drake May the following year. Josh Dubois and AP put that out, and that's true. That's why I say keep your coaches. Don't fire them until the end. Just keep sucking, man. No one can see it. You're tanking, but no one can see it. Just do it, because that makes a big difference. You know why? Because what did they do, and what did Chargers and Raiders do in the first round this year, Jackson?
Took a running back.
There you go. Both of them did. Marion Hampton, who's on the IR with the Chargers, Ashton Genty for the Raiders. Do you think stopping a team that's won 9 straight division, you should draft a running back in the first round?
No.
Yeah. That's what they did. Great players. Let's watch and go, are you kidding me, man?
We've talked about it. Denver did the right thing. They took a corner.
They did the right thing.
You want to beat the Chiefs? You're not beating them with a running back. You got to go take a defensive player to impact Mahomes.
Yeah, you're not.
The Eagles in the Super Bowl, the one thing they didn't do well was run the ball with Barkley, and they beat the Chiefs to death. So if you want to beat Kansas City and dethrone them from the top of the AFC West, the Chargers and the Raiders went about it the wrong way, Bink. We're in sync on that.
They went the wrong way. So here's my question. Same question for you, text line, 913-586-7965, the J Southland Tow Service text line. So here's the deal. So all this contract talk, where Trey Smith got his deal, Karlaftis got his deal, now we're thinking, all right, Trent McDuffie needs his new deal, right? Let me throw a name at you there, because the way the NFL works back from the CBA back in 2011, it takes 3 years. So 4-year contract. You're not a first rounder. It's a 4-year contract.
Right.
And it's 5th-year option if you're a first rounder.
Correct.
Well, Rashee Rice is second rounder.
Yep.
The 2025 year was okay time to sign because it's 3 accrued seasons. So you could give extensions if you wanted to the 2022 draft class members, like the 49ers did with Brock Purdy.
Or the Chiefs did with Karlaftis.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets his extension early.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rashee Rice will be done with 3 years after this season. I will say this. That connection with Mahomes, you see it and you just think of other quarterbacks that have their guy. All quarterbacks have had their guy. That guy that they, trust in. Like Brady, Edelman, just that guy. Gronk for a while at tight end. Well, that guy's been Travis Kelce, but he's probably leaving the league.
Right.
So when Rice does all that work with Mahomes in the offseason down in Texas, does all that work with him, he clearly trusts him. And not only that, but Rice, the Chiefs have shown extreme loyalty to him, and he's shown that loyalty back. And the bottom line is, you could have a top 10 receiver and not pay top 10 money.
True.
Because, not saying the Chiefs could take advantage of the situation, because they wouldn't. It'd be a fair deal, but it might not be the deal that he could get playing 4 years in free agency because he has a suspension now on his record from the NFL. more inclined probably to stay with the Chiefs and Mahomes. I'm just saying, the 2023 draft class, in 26, you can start giving them extensions. So, Rashee Rice, you see that connection with Mahomes? You've seen loyalty go back both ways in this situation with Rice to Chiefs, Chiefs to Rice. What would you say with that? Because I'm not a huge fan of second contract, especially running back position. Wide receivers, I am. Worthy's kind of becoming that guy, too, with Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
But Rice does a lot of that dirty work across the middle like Kelsey does. Even though different positions, they run a lot of the same routes. And Rice has become that dependable guy. But not only that, the huge yards after catch guy. And I brought up a C-Dot earlier. Like Mahomes' first year, the media was interviewing him. And he goes, my job, just put the ball in the hands of my playmakers. Let them make the plays. Give them the ball. Give them the opportunity to make plays. And so far, he's done that.
100%.
He didn't really lead players into, trouble or getting drilled because quarterbacks hate that. Because Kurt Warner once did it, I think, to Bolden. He threw it, and he got lit up by a safety.
Yeah.
He threw the ball right there between the safety and receiver.
Called a hospital ball.
And he got rolled. Mahomes really didn't do that. He gives guys the opportunity, and Rice is extremely good yards after catch. And I'll be honest, Hollywood Brown's been better at it, too. Because Hollywood Brown previously was kind of catch and drop.
Right.
But he's keeping his feet now and going. Taekwon got to learn to stay on his feet a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like he does. I mean, seriously, he makes
Sure.
great catches, but stay on your feet. And I know he wants to cradle it and make sure he caught it and stuff like that. But there's some touchdowns on the board probably could have been handed even more than his 3 he's already got this year. But I know there's a lot of talk about all these other players. And I'm just saying, what about Rashee Rice, man? Again, I think you get a top 10 receiver and not pay top 10 money.
Yeah, I think it's a special circumstance because had he had stayed healthy last year, Bink, and had he had not been suspended this year, think about the numbers he would have been putting up and the price that it would have gone up. Like his price tag would have shot through the roof.
Oh, he was higher than Hill and Kelsey and all that the first 20 games.
Right. So, I mean, like this special circumstances, if I was the Chiefs, I would get ahead of it. I would pay him this offseason. I think a lot of it depends on what they do with McDuffie because obviously McDuffie's entering the final year of his rookie contract next year with that 5th-year option. But I think the Chiefs should get ahead of it. I think they should give Rice a contract this offseason because if he has a great rest of this season, and then he comes back next year on the last year of his deal, and he balls out, he might get out of your price range. You might have to pay him a lot of money. But if you get it done now, like you're suggesting, Bink, I like it. I think they could do it.
Think about all the money he's had to spend and things like that, and I think he'd do it. Jesse Newell from the Star writes about the Chiefs, tweeted out, Chiefs receiver Rice said after a second touchdown against the Raiders was the product of the work he and Mahomes put in the offseason. It's that connection right there between Mahomes and Rice.
It kind of feels like Rodgers and Devontae Adams, Brady Edelman, like you mentioned. Just those connections that you know where that guy's going to be before he's there. And even if it's not the route that's called, they just have the same – it's like they have the same brain. And I don't know how you get rid of that if you're Kansas City. Obviously, Rashee Rice, still very young in his career, still hasn't played a ton of football. There's still things to be proved. But when he's been on the field, he has been as productive as you could have hoped for, and it really seems like he is Mahomes' guy.
Well, the broadcast put up this graphic. I didn't see it. I saw it, but then Price Carter tweeted about it, right? So I read it. So first 20 games, Rashee Rice, 1,212, 26 yards, 9 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, number 2, 1106, 7. Tyreek Hill, 881 and 8. But remember, Tyreek Hill in the beginning, he was gradually put into more of the offensive packages because he was doing a lot of special teams. But through the first 3 games, Rice is ahead in both categories, touchdowns and yards. Just saying, man. Might be considered because everybody's got to have their dude. And I see Rice and with Holmes, and you're like, unmistakably, that's his guy, man. Like 15 needs weapons. It's okay to have them because guess what? He has them, and guess what they're doing? They're kicking ass.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be Superman, right? He just has to get the ball into his playmakers' hands, and they're able to do the work. And I think if you have a guy that you feel like is Mahomes' guy, which we've felt like has been Kelsey for the duration of his career, but I think we all anticipate this is it for Kelsey. You do want to have that guy that Mahomes feels as the safety blanket or he feels comfortable with. And I think that it would be a no-brainer for the Chiefs this offseason. Hey, let's lock him up on a 3 or 4 year deal, extend him now.
Because he'd probably take it.
Yeah, he probably would take it, especially, there was comments about, he's still got some off-the-field stuff he has to deal with. The suspension's done, but there's still some...
That was not cheap.
Right. I mean, he could probably use it. He's a
legal fees and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he could probably use this contract now, and there's no guarantee if he doesn't take one this offseason that he'll get one after next year. That's the unfortunate reality of the NFL. You're one play away from your whole career changing. So I think it could benefit both sides. I think Rice could have some value in doing it, and I think the Chiefs could also have some pretty good value in doing it this offseason.
Yeah, I do think that loyalty's been going both ways. Think he should have to Chiefs and vice versa.
Chiefs stuck by him, and he's really done them well. He's cleaned his act up and hasn't gotten in any trouble.
Exactly. He works with Mahomes in the offseason, all that.
100%.
So, got to have your dude, man.
It really feels like ever since that incident in the offseason of 2024, Rice has cleaned up and just been smooth sailing, putting in the work, doing all the right things, and that's what you want to see.
So it just got me thinking. What about Rice?
I like the idea, Bink. I think they should extend him this offseason.
I'm all for a top 10 quality receiver because I do think he's top 10, but I don't necessarily think you'd have to pay top 10 money.
I agree.
So interesting. Read what you guys say in the text line as well. But come up next, the tale of the tape between the Chiefs in Washington, and really a couple stats that might blow your mind what the Chiefs are doing next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Hey, almost Andy Reid here. It's been an honor to give back to the community that's embraced me being almost your head coach. Thanks for letting me be part of your team. Renner Garage Door is a teammate of mine that also values the community that they served for decades. Always giving back and delivering wins with top brands like Geldon, Amar, and Liftmaker. Need a repair or replacement? Get a free estimate today. Forward and back.
R-E-N-N-E-R, R-E-N-N-E-R.
If you're in the market for a new home or looking to sell your home, you need to contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. And with so much inventory coming on the market, buyers have choices. The Sharp Homes team helps you stage, photograph, and present your home so its qualified buyers remember and want to fight to buy your home. Contact Dawn and her team via Google. You can just Google Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team. And start packing.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden. Till 9 o'clock. Our phone number 913-586-7965. Also the same as the Jay Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965. Get yourself some October beers yet? I'm going to ask every time, man. Every damn time I'm going to ask you.
I've been looking for some of the ones you suggested, but I've been sticking to just the typical Sam Adams sort of stuff. What was the one, Bink, that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that winter beer that you really
Mother's
liked?
Winter Grind. Next week, buddy. I think it hits the shelves next
That's
week.
what I'm on the lookout for.
Like Truck Chasing has told me that.
That's what I'm looking for.
You've got to get that, my friend. You've got to get that. Till the tape between Washington and Kansas City. It's what, a 12.5-point spread in him that Gold was talking about now? Isn't that what it went up? He had the circuit guy on?
Yep, up to 12.5. Opened at about 9.5. The look-ahead line was about 6.5, so that number has continued to go up. Obviously, the Jaden Daniels news has changed things.
I don't like taking that big of a...
It's a lot of points.
It's a ton, especially with Andy Reid calls the dogs. Just like when you'd see Saban at Bama, being 40 favorites or 44. It's like, eventually this guy does call the dogs off, man. Like, Saban's kind of like that, where he wouldn't want to embarrass somebody, and Andy Reid clearly doesn't because he didn't do it to the Raiders, and he could have, couldn't he have?
Oh, 100%.
He could have done it. Where the Chiefs right now, they're top 5 offense, top 5 defense. Total offense, Chiefs are 5th. Scoring offense, 6th. Keep in mind, they were 15th in points per game last year. They're 6th in scoring now, 26.6 a game. Rush offense, number 12. Hey, 123 yards a game. In Paso, number 6, 247 a game. Where Washington's actually good, they're actually good in rushing. They're a very good running football team. Will that matter against the Chiefs? Well, again, the Chiefs rush defense, number 15th, they're right in half the league. But this is where, in one area, Washington's actually good. They're number 2. 148, almost 149 yards per game for Washington. Differential, though, with turnovers, they're -5. Chiefs are +5. That's a big difference. That's a big difference in taking care of the football, which Chiefs have been doing.
It's the difference between winning and losing games in this league. All the teams have real dudes and real NFL talent. Turnovers are what is the big difference, which is why it was so jarring that the Chiefs were able to beat the Raiders by as much as they were, because they didn't force a turnover until that game was already 31-0.
Yeah, and all those people that say the Chiefs get all the penalties, they're 15th in penalty yards. So they're right there at the midway point. So half the league gets more penalty yards than there's less penalty yards than the Chiefs.
Yeah, the numbers never back up their claims, if you ever notice that, Bink. It's always emotional, never statistical.
That's true. You know what really stands out to me, though?
Tell me, Bink.
Nate Taylor had an article on ESPN where he's talking about how good they are and being aggressive. Andy Reid's being aggressive, and the Chiefs going for it on 4th down. And Kareem Hunt's been extremely effective. He's been very good at short yardage. It's kind of like, he's picking it up. Right? He's doing it. Not only that, but if you notice down the field, the Chiefs are kind of doing the tush push, which is still legal to push your players. But that's what I'm saying. When the NFL almost voted for the tush push, you know what the original language said, right? That was fine, but they added language on the day it was voted that said you can't do it down the field. Well, the Chiefs actually do it down the field, and so does everybody else. They keep pushing the player. Maybe not doing the tush push, but if your player, your running back is in a, we've seen it a lot, where the running back's in a huddle there with like 5 or 6 guys trying to tackle him, and they push him forward. Happened to Pacheco this week, where the offensive line got behind him and pushed him forward. But think about these numbers. The article from Nate, and this is something I track every week. Every week I go through all their numbers, offense, defense, and kind of where the Chiefs are sitting in the league. First couple weeks I don't. Then they get about 4 games in, you start looking at it. You know what the Chiefs are on 4th down? Can you even guess the percentage?
How many have they gone for? Can you tell me that?
Okay, they've gone for 15. 15 4th down plays.
I'm going to say they've gotten 10 of them.
12.
Wow.
They're 80% on fourth down.
Which is kind of funny because the Commanders last year were 80% on fourth down. It was something we had never seen. So coming into town, they're going to run into a team that's really crushing it on fourth down.
So that's very good. And sometimes you don't see the aggressive. It's like, why? You're 80% on these. Do it. 80% should scare the hell out of other teams. The Chiefs are 80%, and they've done it 15 times. Now, here's the kicker. Defensively, do you know where the Chiefs are at?
How many times has someone gone for fourth down against Kansas City this year, Bink? Got it in front of you?
Against the defense, they've gone for it 14 times.
I would say they've converted 6.
Cold.
2.
Warmer.
1.
4.
4. Wow. 4 for 14, is that what you said?
Yeah, 4 of 14 against the Chiefs on fourth down. That comes out to a rousing 28.6%.
Whew. That's big time.
2021 or 22, they were 20 of 35 with teams going for it on fourth down, yielding a first down on 57% of all the plays. 2023, teams were 13 of 28, 46% of picking up fourth downs. 2024, almost a coin flip every time they did it. 12 of 23, which is 52.2%. This year, 28.6%, meaning these teams that feel like they have 4 downs because the Chiefs were basically a coin flip, which legitimately they've basically been a coin flip for the 3 previous years where you have 50-50 chance of making the first down on the Chiefs defense. But now you're looking at 28.6%.
And that's not
which is a big difference.
And it's not that small of a sample size. 14 attempts on fourth down now at this point in the season is a pretty significant number. And granted, sometimes the Chiefs are just really up in a game and a team has to go for a 4th and 10. But still, 28.6%, and then you're converting on 80% of yours. It's a gigantic advantage for Kansas City.
So we can talk all we want about the offense being more efficient. It's Andy Reid being aggressive because you'll see that stuff. But hey, about this defense on fourth down, man. Because again, to beat the Chiefs, teams felt they had to do this stuff, which I get. You don't kick field goals, you try to score touchdowns. Remember, these numbers I read off are a team that's gone to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. They were basically a coin flip where a team had a 50% chance or better to make a first down on going forward on fourth down against the Chiefs. Now, they're looking at 28.6%. That is significantly lower.
And it feels like most of those came against Philly in week 2, right? Like, it feels like the tush push is responsible for some of those.
Tush push gave, well, they're 4 of 14. I bet you
2 at least.
2, or about 50% of those probably the tush push.
Probably the tush push. So, I mean, that's incredible. I'm trying to think of the last time they allowed a fourth down.
Did you see that video out that the Vikings actually stopped the tush push?
Yeah, they had the guy laying down.
But it's not true. They got a first down on it.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's really stopped it.
They're creative. Look what they're doing. They're laying down
Yeah, they're laying
sideways.
that big defensive tackle down on the ground. If anything, that's going to get somebody hurt.
The only problem is they still picked it up.
Yeah.
But regardless, we can talk all we want about the Chiefs on offense going 4 foot down, which they've been great at it. Which you have the ball in Mahomes' hand, you go for it. And Kareem Hunt's been nails, man.
Yes.
I mean, he has been absolutely nails. He's converted, 12 of 15 or 12 of 14? So I think he's only missed 2.
They have been fantastic. And what the cherry on top was Sunday, Bink, whenever they line up 4th and 1 in their own end, and Mahomes says, "This never works. This never works, man. Why are we even trying this?" Said, "Hut!" And then they go for it. He said that was Nagy's idea during the week.
Said he got his acting from State Farm.
Yeah, he's had some lessons. That was awesome. That was just beautiful, man.
My favorite play, though, is the one that didn't count, as I mentioned.
Right.
The single wing when Minshew and Mahomes were down the 3-point stance. That was, and you'll see that again. The great thing is it's always the Raiders. Let's test things out against the Raiders. And you know what? They get the Raiders at the end of the year. Why not test it out for the playoffs? Because the last game of the year is the Vegas Raiders at Arrowhead West in Las Vegas. You know at that time, right? They're going to Cancun, man. Those flights are booked for Cancun after that. The Chiefs, it was bad this time, and that was Game 7. Can you imagine the last week of the year? And the Chiefs love that place. They've never lost in Vegas. Hell, they didn't lose the Super Bowl in Vegas. They love that place, man.
The Chiefs have more playoff wins in the Raiders Stadium than the Raiders do.
And tons of fans. Can you imagine? They might not even Max Crosby at that time. They said they're not going to trade him, but what if they do? They may not even have him. And maybe Bowers, who's still out, maybe he comes back at some point. Maybe he's out that game. Who knows what they're going to have?
I mean, if they're completely out of it, they'll probably start Kenny Pickett.
Who knows if Pete Carroll's still there?
Yeah. I mean, who knows? That's another reality. And I honestly think this year, Week 18, Kansas City's going to have something to play for. They've put themselves in a spot with 3 losses now where they can't just rest everybody week 18, more than likely.
The good news is having the Chargers and Denver at home in December. The finishing up.
It's gigantic.
Yeah, and then the Raiders on the road there. But you can try things out for the playoffs against the Raiders, can't you?
Sure thing.
I mean, they tried two things.
They did.
They gave two things to the Raiders this week.
Was it 2022 when they ran Snow Globe? They all ran in a circle around each other.
Love that play.
Awesome play. They were just toying with them. And
they were whining, and people were whining about it. But think about the play and how creative it was. Because if you're the defense taking a timeout, which is what they should do if they have one, because it's a timeout buster. Because you got to figure out where Mahomes is. You got to figure out where the hell the quarterback is. So they're spinning around, and you have to try to figure that out. And then the defense is ultimately confused, which is exactly what the Chiefs want. Regardless. So that's what we had to say about that fourth down defense. It is something to pay attention to because they've been, again, 28.6% on teams going 4-14 on fourth down. Coming up next, we'll switch gears and talk football for just a second. I heard you in Gold talking about the Heisman. Could this be a Heisman moment for Diego Pavia? Could it be a Heisman moment for Pabula or Hardy that dropped way down in the odds? Yeah, we'll talk about it.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
I woke up this morning feeling like I was coming down with something. Cough, congestion, headache. My first thought was, nope, this can't happen. I have big plans this weekend. So I took Mucinex Kickstart. It provides all-in-one and done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Thanks to Mucinex Kickstart, I didn't even need to cancel my weekend plans. If you start feeling cough and congestion coming on, take Mucinex Kickstart for relief with a kick. At your favorite retailer. Use as directed.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey friends, it's noisy out there with information coming at us all day, every day. It's hard to know what to trust, and the world of wealth management is no exception. That's why UMB Private Wealth Management helps you tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. They'll create a financial plan based on your unique goals, so it's your voice that comes through loud and clear. Get financial clarity. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule an appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth.
Hey, it's Brian Balding here. Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. Makita tools at the Home Depot are built with precision. Without shortcuts, Makita delivers results that reward hard work. Year after year, designed for the toughest jobs. It's a choice for pros who invest in performance, not just tools. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best, available at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your traffic. So get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Save 77% on NordVPN and get 3 extra months.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Welcome back out there, G. Binkley, Jackson, Ogden. All right, Jackson, now we'll talk some Heisman in the Missouri-Vanderbilt game. We'll do that at 8 o'clock. Got a little bit more time, kind of up against it now. But I will say this. Dusty Likens, here in the mornings, 5:58, Fesco and Mac, right? He just tweeted out, first chili of the season. Dusty, I don't know if you know this, but he's pretty damn good cook. He really is. I know Bob had a college football watch thing when I went over there, and I took Dusty's dish home. Bob's wife gave it to me to take home, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. Dusty, make it, because it's going to be good. Like, Dusty and Cody are very good at this stuff. Like, really, they are.
I was going to say, you told me once Cody had really good cheese
Dusty's
dip.
really good. Cody's got awesome cheese dip. Cody can cook.
You're going to tell me Cody had the really good cheese dip.
Cody can cook.
Yeah.
And I think we know that, but Dusty can too. Like, Dusty's like the master griller on the Blackstone and everything else. He does a great job with it. But chili, and it looks great. You got some jalapenos on top there and everything else. I mean, chili looked fantastic. And this is the good weather to do it, right?
Oh, it's finally cool enough to eat chili.
I know it got up to about 69, 70 degrees.
Yeah, but at night, it's that
you get
cool
the 40s,
fall air. 40.
Feels like fall.
I took my dog out the other night on a leash, and I was like, it's almost to where I could see my breath again. We're almost getting there.
Did the dog like it?
He loves it outside, man. He just sits there in the backyard and looks around. We have a big backyard, nothing behind us, no other houses, so it's just field, and he loves it.
Does he like snow?
He does love snow. He loves
Most
playing around
dogs
it.
do.
And now I'm sure it's not the best when it's like -10 and he has to keep going out to the bathroom, but he does love playing around in the
How
snow.
tall is the dog? Is it a pretty big dog or is it a little short? Or?
He's about 40 pounds, 50 pounds ish.
Okay, so snow does affect him then.
But he's white, so he blends right in. You know,
Okay,
it's perfect
right
for
to
him.
snow. That's awesome. Well, chili. Do you like chili?
Of course.
I do too.
Who doesn't like chili?
Yeah. Who's got, do you think, the best fast food chili?
Oh,
I think Wendy's does. I'll just be honest.
I'll be honest. I don't eat a lot of fast food chili. My dad can really cook chili. He won a couple of chili cooking contests when I was younger. So
See, that's awesome. You have that at home then.
So I don't need to go out and buy chili.
No,
I got
you
the good chili already.
But chili's an art form to make. And, people give me crap because I buy the Hormel chili and stuff like that, or the Wendy. I actually buy the Wendy's canned chili, and I do buy that.
Is it that good?
But it tastes good on a hot dog and crap like that. I get it. But
chili dog.
Well, first of all, I can't cook. I can't cook worth the crap. I mean, it's well documented. I tried it many times watching YouTube. I almost cussed, but I think of cuss words. That's me cooking. It's bad. And I do cuss when I cook because it's so bad.
Yeah, it's not your thing.
And it's not. I can't do it. And I try, but it fails every time. And
it's all right.
It's like marriage.
Then you go to Wendy's.
But anyway, he's got chili. Is there a perfect way? Like your dad being a chili guy, obviously he's in chili cook-offs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a perfect way to eat it? Because I'm kind of curious. Are there faux pas? Because I'll say it's like barbecue people that make barbecue. They don't like you to sauce it, right? A lot of times they don't like you to sauce it because they want you to taste the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And they're offended when you put sauce on it because they want you to taste the texture of the meat.
Sure.
But people are real particular about certain things. Was your dad particular about chili? Maybe he wasn't putting the saltines in or not? Was there one thing he didn't do?
One thing he didn't do, I'd say there was more that he did do than didn't do. He added a lot of extra stuff into his, and I could get him to text me some of those recipes probably in the break, but I know he really added some spice to it. He had a lot of onion in there, some good stuff in there that, he won a couple of those cooking contests back in the day, and I never complained when we had chili for dinner.
Was it runny or was it like thick kind of chili?
It was a good mix. I would say thicker, but, you definitely had a little bit of runniness in there to, it wasn't just fully solid.
See, my perfect way to do it is you ever put Fritos in there?
Oh, yes.
It used to be saltines cracker, but it's all Fritos now.
Fritos, yes.
Fritos at the bottom, right? And whatever. Put shredded cheese on it.
Of course.
You have to. Onions, for sure. Jalapenos, if you got them, it's a bonus, man, because they're good on chili. And then I douse it with hot sauce. Like, if I'm with somebody who already made the chili or something, like, what are you putting all this hot sauce on for? Because I put a lot of it on it. But, that's the way I like it. But if you have the Fritos, the cheese.
The Fritos are a must.
The onions, the jalapenos.
I get myself a piece of white bread and put some butter on it with it. Good.
Yeah, I mean, so if people like that, that's fine. And I'm never going to criticize anything. And someone here in the text line says you have to pour chili on top of a cinnamon roll. I've heard of people doing this.
I've never done that.
I heard it's really good.
I'm going to have to try that.
But at least you understand text line. At least in chili on top of cornbread. That's a good way too.
My mom every Christmas makes cinnamon rolls. So this year I might say, hey, let's the night before make some
Why
chili.
did Dad make chili?
Let's just try some chili and pour it on the cinnamon rolls in the morning.
But I never criticize if that's the way you like it. Because I'll bring up like Skyline chili or something, and people say that's crap or garbage or something. I'll say White Castle, I like it, and people say it's crap, that's garbage. It's like if someone likes it, so what, man?
Yeah, let them eat it.
I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Bottom line. But it is chili season, and when I saw that picture Dusty sent out, it made me salivate like Pavlov's dogs. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Old Dust Man hitting the chili tonight. And if you see his Twitter account, you'll see it looks like good stuff.
I'm going to have to go check it out. I'm going to have to go look at his Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, we will talk about the Missouri-Vanderbilt game as both you and I were in Missouri gear. We'll have fun doing that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree man-sized drafts. Our happy hour will have you coming back for more. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
He's a world arm wrestling champion, Michael Todd.
I'm globally known as Monster Michael Todd. I'm 52 years old. I've won 23 world titles and 36 national titles.
This tough guy never backs down, but a horrible bicep injury almost ended his career. Enter QC Kinetics and life-changing regenerative treatments.
Most people thinking that I'd never be able to compete again. Within 8 months, I became number 5 overall in the world. Now I'm marching towards that number 1 spot.
So how did he do it?
I'm a big regenerative medicine kind of guy. Once I found out about QC Kinetics, I wanted to try their protocol.
Those treatments use a patient's own orthobiologics concentrated and placed into the troubled area to help heal and restore the damage. No scalpels or harmful meds, just long-term relief.
QC Kinetics definitely have helped me be able to live this dream and be able to do what I want to do and continue to do it for a lot more years.
When the others say, time for surgery, you're finished. Not so fast. Call QC Kinetics. The consultation's totally free.
Call QC Kinetics. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Hi there, I'm Charlie. And I'm Carter. Our dad is Rex with Rex Buys KC. If you're thinking about selling a home in Kansas City and don't know where to start, our dad can help. Sometimes life throws curveballs, like moving for a new job, dealing with a divorce, or inheriting a house you weren't expecting. Dad doesn't just make offers, he talks with people to help them understand all of their options. No pressure, and it doesn't cost anything to talk with his team. He's a local home buyer who really knows Kansas City. If selling to him is the right choice, he'll give you a fair cash offer, and you can close on your timeline even in as little as 7 days. He buys homes in any condition. No need for repairs, no fees, no surprises. Just an honest, easy process so you feel good about your decision. Want to talk to him? Call 816-330-6000 or go to rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be, with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or NewtonJames.com. Elevate your wardrobe, elevate your presence, only at Newton James.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back to After Hours, 8 o'clock hour. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden. Our phone number, 913-586-7965. Jay Southland Tow Service text line. Same damn number, 913-586-7965. We know you already have it programmed. You know one thing I always like about the text line?
What's that, Bink?
It was years ago when we would do weekend Chief shows on Saturdays and Sundays, right? And we'd get the drunk text from people from the night before, like about midnight or 3 a.m. You know, stuff like, hey, baby, you coming over tonight? You know, hey, baby, she out of town or is he out of town? You know, we got a lot of, it was like the cheat line.
Some wild stuff.
Oh, the text line was full of it because they didn't realize the last person they texted was the text line, which I guess this was good going to us instead of somebody else. But I always respond. I always would respond like, yeah, what are we having for lunch, breakfast? I mean, like, I'm that dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen worse in the text line, so.
No, they love this stuff. I mean, they mess up all the time. One person said, hey, can you remember to get milk and cookies on the way home or something? I was like, sure, I'll do it.
Why not?
But regardless, we've talked about a lot of stuff, but I don't think I've had as many texts as we've had on chili. We actually had quite a bit. I know I'm going to switch gears here.
Loves chili, apparently.
It is. And I texted Dusty, and I said, hey, we're talking about your chili. And he goes, I bet the text line likes talking about chili. And I said, actually, they do. We'll see this in the morning. You want Dusty to see any of your text about chili, he'll see them in the morning. He'll see it the first thing when he gets here and fires it up. But we've got a lot of different ideas on here, Jackson. From the 816 says, swear on it. This is how you'll have chili every time. He's talking about the cinnamon roll. Following up the cinnamon roll there. Another person says avocado and sour cream. If it's black bean Southwest chili. The other one says, 816, try the official Bacardi rum chili recipe. Haven't heard about it. Now, I guess I'll have to learn. So my Coors Light chili doesn't work? Like Coors Light canned Hormel chili doesn't work? So you chili with cornbread, so good. Here's another one. People sleep on Wendy's chili. They do. They sleep on Wendy's chili.
I guess I'm going to have to try it.
It's messy if you're in your car or whatever, but if you have a burger or something like that, they'll let chili on there. You'll thank me every time. I'm getting really hungry now.
Yeah, we've still got too much show left. No more food, Bink.
But I get this way every time we do a night show.
Of course.
Every time we do a night show.
Got to grab some chili on the way home.
I made a few comments on the Chiefs on fourth down and stuff, but a lot more chili, to be honest with you. Saturday would be a good day for chili. Missouri, Vanderbilt. You know you're going to be watching College Game Day, right?
Duh.
Now, is it going to be painful to watch? Because, you know, I'm sure Eli will find his way on there or something. They'll be talking the Tigers up a little bit. But you know damn well what they're going to do when the picks come out, right? Because they're in the front of the Vanderbilt crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look, you understand.
Most, if not all of them, will go Vandy. Maybe somebody doesn't. Kirk's not doing that game, so he'll be, you know, picking this game.
Have they said who the guest's going to be yet?
They haven't said the guest picker.
Who do we think it's going to be?
Well, it's in Nashville.
Right. So it could be at Morgan Wallen, but Morgan Wallen's a Volunteers fan, so it won't be him.
There's a ton of stars live in Nashville, so.
Yeah, we're going to have to find is there a popular Vanderbilt fan? Somebody who just loves Vandy?
I'm sure there is.
Justin Verlander went to Vandy.
Well, it's kind of their adopted team, man, in Nashville. It could be any kind of country star.
I was in Nashville not even a month ago, so.
Nashville's a fun town.
A lot of fun. Was on Broadway.
Were you?
Yeah, a great time. Vanderbilt was playing Georgia Southern that night. If they had been playing.
Did you go to the game?
No. If they had been playing an SEC team, I would have gone. It was Georgia Southern. I said, you know what? Let's just go to Broadway. And they ended up winning 70 to like 20. So I don't regret not going.
Broadway's where a lot of those fun bars are, where because like Nashville's all like Vegas. Like nobody's actually from Vegas.
Right. Everybody's out of town.
They moved. Nashville's the same way. Mm-hmm. Like people move in, from all over the place to try to cut it as a country music singer. And they do. And one thing I like doing is going to these bars that'll have these acts, that want to. Because they do. They all start somewhere.
Oh,
and they end up being big acts in country music or whatever. But, they start off at a bar. They get invited to go do it, so they do it.
And, we went into a bar. I think it was the first bar we went into. Honky Tonks, I think is what it was called. And there was these people playing, and I went up and gave them a few bucks. And I was like, hey, can you play Smells Like Teen Spirit? And then the next guy after me ran up with $100. And he said, could you play this? And I gave him a $5, like, here, can you play this? The next guy comes up and gives 100, and I'm like, well, go ahead and play whatever. But they did play my song, Bink. They played my song.
There were several of those places we went, and we'd also go to, I know it's not a local establishment at all, but, it was fun back in the day. Remember when Coyote Uglies were popular?
Coyote Uglies?
You never heard of Coyote Ugly?
I might be too young.
Damn
What is this?
Damn it.
I'm 24, Bink.
Damn it. You haven't heard of Coyote Ugly.
Am I just out of the loop? What is Coyote Ugly?
Well, it was kind of like a bar version of Hooters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, browse and panties on the wall, that kind of stuff,
I see.
Yeah, and they had this TV show called The Ultimate Coyote Ugly, right?
Okay.
And they featured the Nashville. And they had a girl there that served beer. Her name was Sally.
Sally.
And Sally was very attractive, but she went by the name of Skull Dippin' Sally. Because she would take a pinch, and I've never really seen an attractive girl drink or chew tobacco, but she did. But she finished second in this thing, but it was Skull Dippin' Sally.
Interesting.
But regardless, Nashville. I guess James Franklin's coming for second week in a row. Text line says, I don't know if this is true or not.
No
I don't
way.
know. You might check and see if this is true or not. But I thought Franklin did a great job on game day.
I thought he did too.
And here's the one thing: these coaches love it. Like they love the attention, and that's why they all go on college game day. That's why they agree to walk around like before games and talk, or like Lane Kiffin was walking around, that hotel premises when he was, or players will, be interviewed live. Like Diego Pavia was interviewed last week, right? He's throwing the football, warming up before the game, and still talking to game day. Then McAfee will challenge him, like, I'll give you $100,000 if you hit the crossbar.
Make this kick
from 20 yards out or whatever. He does that kind of stuff. But that stuff's fun. And I think they really got that show down. That show is just fun to watch.
It's fantastic. Even after losing Lee Corso, who's just an absolute legend.
It's a positive show and stuff.
Everything's fun about
anything.
it, and it's so exciting when they come to your team, your town. It's awesome. And they
decided Missouri wasn't, or the Vanderbilt wasn't decided until after that Missouri game.
Yeah, Missouri had to beat Auburn,
but it was hours after too. Maybe they didn't get their eyes.
Me and you were texting that night. And we were like, game day's going to go to Vanderbilt, aren't they? And you're like, yeah. And we're just waiting for them.
I guess Skip Bayless went to Vanderbilt. I forgot about that. Skip Bayless, the text line reminded me of that.
I'm not sure Skip's allowed on ESPN anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, but they did some cross stuff because Fox did show the Lee Corso, signing off type deal, which I thought was cool. But
that was awesome.
Regardless, Missouri's the underdog, and Vanderbilt will be in the playoffs right now. Vanderbilt's top 10 again. They haven't been ranked in top 10 since a couple years after World War II. 1947 was the last year that Vanderbilt was the top 10 team, and we'll see how they handle it because they've handled the underdog well.
Oh, my goodness.
Like a lot of teams, like that team carries the chip on the shoulder. Like Diego Pavia carries the chip on the shoulder. So I like watching him play.
No doubt.
I like guys like that have been doubted their whole life. And he has. When he was in New Mexico State, he was at a JUCO before that. And he won the national title, right? I think it's New Mexico Military Institute where he went. But anyway, they were there, New Mexico State, to recruit the other quarterback. Did you hear the story?
Yes.
So they were there to recruit the other quarterback. Diego outplayed him, so they offered Diego Pavia. It's not like he's had anything handed to him. Nothing. Love the guy, hate the guy, whatever. The guy earned his way. And he goes to New Mexico State, just a perennial loser, right? And they actually go to a bowl game. Their coach, Jerry Kill, used to be one of our weekly guests. When he was at K-State as a consultant, we had Jerry on, so we got to talk to Jerry every week. And I like Jerry. And he went and got a tattoo and everything when they made a bowl game, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Diego was their quarterback.
Yeah.
And they resurrected that program. They actually won a road game at Auburn when he was at New Mexico State.
Wow.
So he transfers to Clark Lee and Vanderbilt. And guess what? Tim Beck goes with him. Or Tim Beck, I think, went first, then Diego came. Tim Beck was the offensive coordinator of New Mexico State. And the interesting thing about that is Tim Beck was coach at Pittsburgh State. He played at Pittsburgh State and coached at Pittsburgh State, won a national title at Pittsburgh State in 2011. He's the OC for New Mexico who went to Vanderbilt. So whenever you see Vanderbilt and the plays they're doing, Pitt State guy doing it. And not only that, but Jerry Kill is an offensive consultant for that team on the sidelines. Like you'll see Jerry Kill, it's at New Mexico State, and Diego came. Several New Mexico State players came with him, but Eli Stowers, who's probably the second or third best tight end in the draft this year, the guy's a true stud, he went from New Mexico State to Vanderbilt. So there is that connection there. But Missouri, and this is the interesting thing, you know what the Heisman odds are for Pabula and Hardy now?
I'm sure Hardy's went down after last week.
Remember, they climbed up to like plus 3,400 or something. They were climbing.
They were climbing. I'm assuming that they dropped a little bit after last week.
Plus 25,000 on FanDuel for both.
Wow.
And Diego Pavia plus 700. He's fifth.
Yeah,
he's fifth in the Heisman odds. So you start creeping in the 4, you start getting invited to New York. He wins this one, He's going to probably 3 because right now it's Mendoza, Simpson, and Julian Sayin, the quarterback of Ohio State on DraftKings.
Right.
And then Pavia is plus 700. Marcel Reed's plus 1,000. I love him at Texas A&M, what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, these guys are going to climb because Hardy's third in the nation still in rushing. He leads the SEC in rushing by 191 yards or 169 yards, excuse me.
And that's with a couple of mediocre
Yeah,
games.
he's been in the 50s the last 2 games.
Yeah,
he only had 12 carries against Bama, and he wasn't really effective. He was in the end zone against Auburn. But I remind people, too, Auburn's run defense is very good. They're 15th, and they're 11th in the country.
They've got some NFL dudes on that D-line at Auburn, and their record might not reflect it, but Auburn's got some real talent on that defensive side of the football.
So, yeah. But, Purvila and Hardy, they're going to need to get this offense going.
Have to.
Like, it has been slowed down. The last couple of weeks, it hasn't been them. Now, that was a huge win to go down to Auburn and win. Now, that was a sloppy game in overtime. They should have had the thing won before it goes the second overtime, right? But he missed a 30-yard kick that Eli thought was good. I thought it was good.
Eli runs out on the field. He thinks it's good. He does the fist
looked
bump.
good.
It just could
But then when you watch a replay, you're like, it was wide.
I've had too much experience with Mizzou being to where I just expect the worst. And I was like, this is going to go
When
left.
Blake Craig wasn't kicking because
Yeah,
he's been
because
hurt.
Blake Craig tore his ACL week 1. So
Liberty North product.
That's right.
But regardless, if Missouri gets that win, it's A&M for their next game.
Yeah, and they get a bye before it. That's
Yes.
a big deal. When we looked at this schedule, they got a bye before Alabama, and they got a bye before Texas A&M. Pretty good times to have your byes.
Which, to have your only loss be in Alabama by 3 points, I do believe Alabama kind of held serve in that game, but Missouri did have a chance at the end to come down and win it, at least come down and tie it. So they were right there.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams' only loss this year is Bama. Vandy lost to them in Tuscaloosa. Mizzou lost a tough game to them in Columbia.
And I'm sure Missouri wants that game back. But Bama's playing much better. Ty Simpson is number 2 in the Heisman odds now,
He's
their
been
quarterback.
Outside of week 1, Bama's looked legit.
And Missouri was right there with them.
Absolutely.
And that was like the perfect storm. You didn't,
Yeah.
Like you went to Tuscaloosa last year, you didn't have to. They were coming to your place.
Right.
You didn't have a road game until October 18th. Like, they got to do something this year because they're going to look back at it and think of the schedule and think of having 0 air miles, the only team in the country that had 0 air miles this far into the season. But, November 8th is that Texas A&M game. Missouri finishes with Mississippi State at home, at Oklahoma. That'll, of course, be tough. And then at Arkansas, that final one. But they've had their way with that team.
Yeah, they've owned Arkansas for the last 7-8 years-ish.
And on the Kansas side, we get the Sunflower Showdown. Kansas State has won 16 straight.
Is this the year Kansas breaks it, Bink?
Kansas State they're both coming off byes, but Kansas State's coming off that game in which, it was kind of an anomaly of a game, but it was a conference game that they won, but they had 2 defensive touchdowns. That's more K-State football. They got back to a little bit more. Navy Johnson's been really good the last couple of weeks.
Well, once
Both
they started
he started running more.
That's what I was going to say. Once they started using his legs again, all of a sudden he's been a productive quarterback, and I think that's what he needs to do. He can't be a straight pocket passer. He needs to be able to get mobile and move around. I think that's just his game, and so it's going to be interesting. If you asked me a month ago, I would have told you Kansas wins this by 2 scores. But K-State's been playing a lot better recently. They got a good win, like you mentioned, against TCU. We'll see. The last time KU beat K-State.
TCU's a solid football team, too.
Right.
But took 2 defensive scores. Let's not forget that.
I mean, yeah, J.J. Hoover's a real quarterback at TCU. Like that's a good win for K-State. It's going to be interesting.
Kansas is favored, at least with the ESPN bet that I was looking at. But here's the thing with Kansas. They can't stop the run.
They can't stop anything.
Again, they're the Buffalo Bills.
They can't
stop
anything.
the run. They can't. In Texas Tech, weighing for 372 on them?
Good Lord.
They had one player go for 258, Cameron Dickey. He ran all over them. But they ran all over Kansas. They're last in the Big 12 at stopping the run. But the one thing about it is, some of these teams that aren't ranked ever or whatever, and they beat that ranked team in the conference, their rival, that's their pelt on the wall. That's the game. That's their trophy.
Right.
That's the game that they keep and say, all right, this made our season. But for KU and K-State, bowl games, the Kansas got to get that 6. Like, this is incredibly important. And for Chris Kleiman, that team could have gone either way there at the beginning. I mean, they were teetering after that double loss. That hurt them.
Oh, for sure.
And they were teetering and not playing Kansas State football, and then they came back with a lot more enthusiasm and stuff. You love to see it because that means they're well coached.
Absolutely.
Whenever they come back with enthusiasm, they're not throwing in a towel, it's a good thing. But this game means everything to both these for being in-state rivals
100%.
and recruiting and everything else. So That's actually at 11 o'clock. That's going to be fun. So locally, you get KU, K-State, 11 o'clock. You can hear that game right here on 96.5, The Fan. And then, of course, Missouri at 2:30. And you can hear that at our sister station, 98.1 FM, KBZ.
There you go.
So KU or K-State, Missouri, we got you covered over here at Odyssey.
Heck yeah.
And then we got the Chiefs game Monday night, 96.5 The Fan.
We got everything you need.
Regardless, there's only 2 games this weekend between 2 ranked teams. The other one's Oklahoma Ole Miss.
It's a big one.
The week before, we had 5 going in that one. But regardless, looking forward to that. Back to the Kansas City Chiefs and having fun next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. And Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. And you can make entries and win money right now in the state of Missouri. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your entries right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. The Underdog app is awesome for me because I love playing with multiple sports, combining them into one selection to see how I do. And playing on the Underdog app is simple. Just download the Underdog app today and use promo code BOB to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. With rates as low as 4.5% and your home's equity at record highs, now's the time to refinance. Our cash-out customers save an average of more than $1,000 a month and even skip 2 payments. Call 913-890-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Lending, join my blue.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
I'm worth a lot more.
I completely agree. You are worth more, and your car's worth more. And we want to pay more at GiveMeTheVin.com for good cars, because they are worth more, and so are you. And remember, if I don't beat the price on a CarMax or a Carvana deal, I'll pay you $100. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Get ready, Chiefs Kingdom. We've got a powerhouse lineup of guests this season. Mitch Holtis, Dayton Hughes, and Josh Klingler bring you insight from the booth to the field on weekdays and game days. Insider scoops from Nate Taylor and Josh Briscoe keep you up to date all week long. Former linebacker Derek Johnson, and oh yeah, 2-time MVP Patrick Mahomes. Don't miss a minute all season long right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden producing the operation. Have you been able to see anything about Franklin? I can't confirm this. And I don't always believe
I think he was joking.
I wouldn't be surprised. Remember, he was at Vanderbilt, right? So he was the coach there.
That is true. He was the coach at Vandy.
Here's the one thing I'll say about this. His game day appearance last week, because it was his first public comment since being fired. But he kept it pretty straightforward, right? He didn't really crush Penn State. Like, he didn't. And who knows what goes into that, Jackson. Like, it looks like all class and stuff like that you didn't do it, but we don't know what's in those documents either, right? He's owed $49 million. Do you think there's a don't trash us clause in there? Like, if we fire you, we'll give you $49 million, but we want you to shut up about our school and not be mean about it. Like,
could be. Wouldn't shock me.
Like that kind of disclosure. So we don't know. Like, we don't know what went behind the scenes, but again, when you're getting $49 million from someplace, are you really, like, that upset about it? Are you really – we talked about it last week, remember? Like, what do you tell your wife? Like, hey, I was fired today. And she's like, oh honey. But we got $49 million, so just go chill out and pack the bags. We're going to Tahiti. You know, so you got $49 million, so big that you're fired. So I don't really feel sorry for I feel sorry for the assistants. that travel around, move their kids out of school, whatever, go to some place, and then the head coach gets fired, and they're looking for other work. So I do feel sorry for them. Unless you're at Arkansas and have Bobby Petrino come in and start firing everybody as an interim coach, which is really weird. But he did do that with the defensive coordinator. But regardless, it's hard to feel sorry for somebody getting $49 million to go away. But could he be going there? Maybe. Wouldn't put it past him. Dan at KCK says he went to Power and Light, watched the Chiefs and Raiders, ate lunch, then went and had tacos, a cheeseburger taco, he says, and he's drinking Coors Light and having a good time.
Sounds like a good night.
We suggest that, actually. This show goes well with beer.
Yeah.
And chili.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Beer and chili.
Like, it's like the old school days, right? I guess you can watch it on YouTube. Because YouTube comment, right? By the way, shout out to you guys, too, the people making comments on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we are now on YouTube. So.
Yeah, we are. I guess you're doing this now, Jackson, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we had some people talking. They were talking about beer, actually, that they were going to open one up. And here's the last comment on here, actually, from Christopher. He says, that Jackson guy sure looks good in that Mizzou polo. See? Getting some run there, buddy. If you're
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You showing yourself, right? You're split screen yourself on it.
Okay, we've got it a cut. If you're talking for a while, it's you. If we're both talking, it's both of us. But
so anyway, thanks for noticing Jackson there.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
And shout out to these guys. They've been very active in the comments, been throwing some comments our way. So, hey, shout out to you guys for doing that. But, yes, it's on YouTube as well tonight. And most of the other shows will be, too, now that we get after-hours graphics and stuff like that, which is really cool and appreciate it. There you go. Now I see the shirt online there. But our phone number, 913-586-7965. Give us a call if you choose. But literally, the Kansas City Chiefs and what they're doing, and I've heard more and more people comment about this nationally, like, man, this team looks like they're having fun. And they are. You referenced those trick plays early on. The Patrick Mahomes, like trying to draw the team off sides, doing his stuff there and trying to get them off sides. That was having fun. They designed a lot of these plays, and I understand Nagy did some as well. But towards the end of practice, supposedly, it's Mahomes and Kelsey, and back in the day with Tyreek Hill, and they'd come up with the play. Hey, can we do this? Because I know they have gone to the enemy in the past when he was offensive coordinator said, is this legal to do it this way? Like Mahomes going in motion, like when the quarterback went in motion, like against the Panthers that time. But you can tell they're actually having fun. They like playing with each other, and it's evident. And when good, I understand they're winning, so you feel good about it. But there's a loss mixed in there with Jacksonville. But you've got to find a way to have fun. I mean, you look at these other teams not having fun. The Raiders are a classic example of not having any fun. I mean, they get their butts kicked, man, bad by the Kansas City Chiefs. That would have been a horrible flight back to Las Vegas. Usually Las Vegas flights are a lot of fun. But that had to be horrible, and there was no stomping on the logo either.
Yeah, I was going to say that flight home had to be rough for the Raiders. The same way that when the Chiefs flew home from Brazil after week one, that had to be.
That was like 12 hours.
Brutal to come home.
At least
after
they
that.
get those big planes where they get like the TV in front of you.
Still, man, you go all the way down there and you have to take that 12-hour flight back to KC after taking an L.
You think they make the Ravens fly cheaper now? Because they took out their ping pong
Yeah, they don't get ping pong tables anymore.
Yeah,
you don't get cheap
games.
You're flying Spirit. Lamar, get on.
See, that is not a way to have fun. But
No.
you know what? They probably deserve it because they suck. But the bottom line is that when you're winning, you get ping pong. And you enjoy it because these are the good things that happen to you.
Absolutely.
I remember it's just, good things happen to teams that win.
Typically the trend.
What do you remember the Royals in 15?
Oh, yeah. They were having a blast. Fetty Wap was coming to the stadium. 1738, that's what Speed do. They were having a ball all year long. Even the 14 team, both sides, just living it up, man.
Well, I mean, you got to be able to have fun with it. And, I just never remembered, what the Royals did, because they started adding stuff. Like that press box. All of a sudden, they add ice cream and an ice cream machine. And stuff. That's what happens when you win. Let's go to Steve in Kansas City. What's up, Steve?
Oh, man, you're hitting good memories there. 1738.
Here you go. You're singing it. You sing EGE yet?
Listen, you think some of these teams are for real, like the Colts? You think we're just gonna have a lot of fun in the next 2 or 3 months. I've could we even take out Buffalo? I mean, could we run Buffalo at home? I mean, we're going to stun a lot of people. I think in the next 2 or 3 months time. I don't know if people really fully understand what's about to happen. If everything keeps going how it is going. I just think we're the favorites, right? We're the unquestioned favorites to win or to go to the Super Bowl.
Royals, the Chiefs are probably going to be favored in Buffalo, even. I mean, which is really fun.
Wow. I don't believe in the Colts. I just don't. We'll see. We'll see. I just don't have a lot of trust in the Colts. And also, what I wanted to disagree with. What do you think about this early start time? I think K-State's due for to lay a huge. They're going to fail miserably. I mean, I saw them early in the year, and they looked terrible. And then
I think they both have had moments. I think they both have had moments they're not proud of.
Well, I have no faith that K-State is going to walk in there. Remember last year? Remember what Leipold did last year? I mean, they're the only team, I think, in the history of college football to beat all these ranked teams with an under 500 record.
They had three in a row, but they had 3 ranked teams, but they had a chance in 4 games to win that game. But the early window is typically not a window you want. You don't want that 11 o'clock window. Although with Fox, they did a big noon kickoff, which is 11 o'clock here, but noon there. But a lot of teams don't like the disrespect of having the 11 o'clock window because it means, no one cares about shoving a game.
I love it. It keeps all the drunk K-Staters down.
But it's been good. But it sucks for fans, though, too, in a way, because when you get to the games, like you got a tailgate. But if it's an 11 o'clock game and, you're driving from Kansas City to Lawrence or Manhattan, when it's over there, it's in Lawrence this year. But, you're getting there a couple hours early for that. Much easier for a 2:30 game or 6:30 game. I get that. The good news is for these teams, which I'm sure they like, it'll be all games are on TV now, but it's not an ESPN Plus game or something like that. Everybody pretty much gets it if you have regular subscribing service because it's on TNT. So they get that exposure. TNT. So they like that.
I'm calling my shot here. I think it's a 35-17 game. I think that K-State comes in and this neutralizes their fan. I mean, of course, I'm a KU homer. I'll admit to it. But there's a lot of good things about an 11 a.m. We've already played Cincinnati at 11 a.m. and I just think K-State it has no reason to cut. They looked awful. I mean, they're not that good. That's the problem.
They've struggled at sometimes, especially stopping the run early on. It's they really struggled in that. But the Dublin game. I mean, I know they got paid. They got a nice check. It was a Kansas State home game. Would you have played it? Because that was a bad field. Hopefully they turn that thing better because that was a terrible field. That service was terrible. And, again, you're playing a ranked team. Both of them did, Iowa State and Kansas State. To start the season, no preseason football in college football. So you start overseas there, which is always tough because you got to rely on your players and what they showed you at practice because you don't have a game to go out there and show what you do. That's why you see so many teams playing cupcakes to start the year because that's a quasi preseason game, to be honest with you. But they did that. Then you had Avery Johnson, his dad, and his brother getting in a brawl supposedly after the game. Like that was like the worst scenario for Kansas State. And then you had to fly all the way back to Manhattan. I mean, that's not a good way to start. But it parlayed it. See, it manifested itself with that team. But then they turned things around. And as far as his Chiefs thoughts, Steve's, are we getting cocky? I mean, it's fine if we are because the Colts are feeling real good about themselves, real good, right? They are. They want to be in the club so bad. They get so mad about the power rankings and nobody's believing in the Colts. That's the big topic on a lot of the shows on NFL Network and everything. Like, do you believe in the Colts? Do you believe in what the Colts are doing? Do you believe in Daniel Jones? If you ask me that question, I would say yes because of what they did against the Chargers. And I know the Chargers have 3 linemen down. Alt didn't play in that game. Rashawn Slater's been hurt the whole year. Omari Hampton's on IR. But it was still in L.A., and the Colts hammered them. I mean, they hammerjacked them, and they got to their 5th win. And you're like, all right, which team's going to get their 5th win? I thought that was a good litmus test for not only Chargers, but the Colts. Do you take the Colts seriously when I say Indianapolis Colts? Because they're coming to Kansas City, and that game's right now at noon. I think it's going to be flexed. Well, who knows what's going to happen, but I guarantee you they don't want that play at noon. They put it at noon because they thought the Colts were going to suck. And the Colts should feel disrespected by that because that's what the NFL thought about them when they put it at noon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that game should be flexed. Right now, those are, in my opinion, the best two teams in the AFC, the Colts and the Chiefs. And that feels really weird to say, Bink. I'm not going to lie. And
you know the playoff history with the Colts. Yeah.
Although Mahomes avenged that. His very first playoff game, he beat Indy, and that's how you knew Mahomes was for real.
He avenged it.
He didn't fall to the Colts playoff curse. I went to the Indianapolis Colts Kansas City Chiefs playoff games, and the first year Andy Reid was here in 2013. Drove to Indy with my dad just to see us blow a 38-10 lead. So I know all about the Colts in the playoffs, Bink. Unfortunately, I am well aware of them.
But here's the deal. You only can play the teams that are on your schedule, right? You got to
100%.
play the teams on the schedule. But here's the Colts schedule. I mean, if we're just being honest about this.
Yeah.
Miami to start the season.
Who's a catastrophe.
Then they beat Denver. Credit them. They beat them by 1 point.
Not bad
you
luck.
remember how that went, though? Denver actually kicked the game-winning field goal, remember? And
Yeah.
There was a stupid penalty for push-out,
Right,
even though he didn't.
right.
But they got screwed. Denver got screwed in that game. Indy got the win. Thank God, because it's good to see Denver getting the L. Then they play at Tennessee. Then they played the Rams and got beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then they played the Raiders. And, of course, they beat them 40-6.
Yeah.
But my mom could beat the Raiders. Then they played Arizona, beat the Cardinals, big deal. And then they played the Chargers, a depleted Chargers team, and they beat them. So are they for real or are they paper giants? Are they that Wild West town that looks good on the front, but 2x4s are holding it up and back?
Part of me feels like they're the Daniel Jones Colts thing is a lot like the Darnold Vikings things last year. They might have a great record, but when the playoffs come around, I just can't see Indy being a serious team. I just can't see it being.
Well, here's what they got coming up. They got Tennessee. They're going to go to 7-1.
They should.
But then they go
You know.
at Pittsburgh.
That's a game.
And then Atlanta.
They should win that.
Bye week, and then Kansas City. So it does toughen up for them.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have their opportunities to prove themselves. But the good thing for them is they're playing in a division that they should run away with, Bink. They should have a home playoff game in Indianapolis this year.
They should, man. They're feeling they are peacocking, man. That bandwagon's getting full for that team at this point.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, we'll take a timeout. Look at the AFC West. I'll throw out my power rankings. Power ranking Wednesday. I like to throw them out there and see what people say about it. See what you say about it next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, we're your friends who get super excited about the holidays.
We sure are, or this isn't the ugliest holiday sweater ever.
People think we're happy because we love peppermint lattes.
Or catching snowflakes on our tongues.
But really, it's because
It's Holiday Millionaire Raffle season!
It's your best odds to win $1 million.
That's dollars, not twinkling lights, but that would be great too.
Play the Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle. Get excited.
See kslottery.com for details.
Hey, almost Andy Reid here. It's been an honor to give back to the community that's embraced me being almost your head coach. Thanks for letting me be part of your team. Renner Garage Door is a teammate of mine that also values the community that they served for decades, always giving back and delivering wins with top brands like Geldon, Amar, and Liftmaster. Need a repair or replacement? Get a free estimate today. Forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler's workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come check us out at your nearby store. Our engagement rings are made with love from our hands to yours, because a friend knows your love deserves the highest quality. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun. I'm switching.
Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet. And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden. Last week in the AFC West, of course, the Chiefs hammered the Raiders 31-0. Could have been much worse. But that's the funniest thing about it with Colts fans. We're all talking, well, they beat them by more. They beat them 40-6. Well, yeah, did you watch the game? The Chiefs sat out in the fourth quarter. They had the TD Pac-Man playing in the fourth quarter. You probably don't remember the TD Pac-Man, do you? It used to be a band they had the end zone called the TD Tony DePardo Pac-Man.
I think I'm too young for that one, Bink.
Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. Beat the Giants. Didn't you think it was going to be a perfect day, though? Chiefs beat the Raiders, and Denver was going to take an L. The Chargers got hammered by the Colts, but Denver found a way to sneak by. Man, screw the Giants, man. That pissed me off.
Everything was shaping up so nicely, Bink. It looked like the Broncos were going to get beat at home. It looked like the Chargers were going to get beat at home, which they did. And then the Raiders obviously were going to lose to the Chiefs. It looked like the Chiefs were going to be the only team in the AFC West to win last week until the Giants completely vomited all over themselves and gave Denver a win.
Had it been the Chiefs winning a game like that, it'd have been back to last year. Barely beaten by. This week, the Vikings and Chargers, Thursday Night Football, and the Commanders and Chiefs on Monday Night Football, and the Cowboys at the Broncos round out the AFC West for this week. Yes, as the playoffs started now, the Chiefs would be in. Be the first team out. But of course, season's a long season. But what's funny is that when you see the power rankings, whatever, they don't care. Vegas doesn't care. Chiefs are still a Super Bowl favorite right now, as a matter of fact. They've climbed up to number one overall. Because you don't want to bet them, you bet against them. But regardless, top 5 teams in the NFL right now, which we do on Wednesdays, right? Power ranking Wednesdays, because they don't typically matter, but which they don't matter at all, to be honest with you. Number 1, I take some heat for this, but I don't care. They just find a way to win. Then they beat the Chiefs, so I got to put them Eagles, man. Like, I always got mad at the Chiefs. People disrespected them when they'd win a Super Bowl and weren't ranked high at the beginning. Like, hey, they're the champs, man. Knock them off, right? I know this team is in disarray at different times, but you know what? They just find a way to put all this crap away and they win games. That's what they do. 2's Chiefs. 3, I got the Seahawks, which it was our bet. Remember that play that went to the end zone? The quarterback fumble there that went to the end zone. They called the touchback on it because they didn't land on it.
Yep.
Land on the freaking football, man.
Come on.
4, I went ahead and put the Lions, even though they cry. They cry more than any fan base I've ever seen. Like they're owed something.
It's because
like
they're
owed something from the NFL. The Chiefs took their lunch money and they got it back against the Bucs. And then I have the Bucs at 5. Colts, Green Bay, Bills, Rams, and Denver for the top 10. Steelers, San Fran right there on the outside. Any disagreements there? I mean, maybe disagree with that top team. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so much. I want to put the Chiefs as the top team in the NFL. I clearly think they're the best team in the AFC, so that's why I put them there. The only reason I put the Eagles ahead of them because they did beat them.
I think if the Chiefs played Philly today, they'd beat them. So if you're taking it based off of who is the best team
Hell,
in
if
the
Kelsey catches it, they beat them.
I think if you're saying who's the best team in the league right this second, I would take the Chiefs. But if you want to go off a resume, I don't mind that. You could put the Eagles at 1. But the Eagles also have their own losses. They lost to the Giants. They lost to the Broncos.
They get to avenge that this week. They're 7.5-point favorites over the Giants. It'll be an interesting game, won't it?
They better avenge that. If they lose to the Giants twice in 3 weeks, they can't be number 1 anymore, Bink.
Like, how pissed are they going to be? Jalen Hurts had a great game last game.
That was one of the best games.
He was great.
That's one of the best games Jalen Hurts has ever had. I'd say that's up there with the Super Bowl, not last year's Super Bowl, but the first year the Chiefs played him in the Super Bowl. That was one of the best games I've seen out of Hurts.
I think he gets slighted sometimes in quarterbacks. I think people look 100% at the numbers. They don't look at the wins. Dude is 26-2 at Alabama before he transferred to Oklahoma. He wins.
He wins.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls at his young age now. He could have won 2 of them, to be honest with you. He won 1 an MVP. So, yeah, he didn't care about the numbers. He just wants to win. And that's all we cared about in Kansas City for a while, too, wasn't it? Just get the win, man.
Just win.
Just find a way to win. Block that kick against the Broncos at the end. Just win.
Whatever it takes. Just win the damn game.
Because in 10 years, when you look back at it and say, well, it was a win, you don't care how close it was or whatever.
Yeah.
You stop remembering that it took an 80-yard drive to win the game. Or like that Jacksonville playoff game where it took Chad Henne to drive the Chiefs down the field. We forget about things like that in the future.
They remember the victors. That's it. Victors write history, right, Bink?
They do, but a lot of things we don't remember. And there's going to be guys on the Chiefs. He was on that team.
Yeah.
Like Terrell Suggs when he was honored in Baltimore.
Right.
It's like, he won a ring with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Did we leave that out?
Yeah, it's like Terrell Suggs was a Chief. Yeah, 20 years from now, it's going to be like, what?
It's like it's hard to believe. Like this trade deadline's coming up November 4th. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about it here coming up. But Calais Campbell, see that asked me about, guys, and Campbell is one of those brought up. I'm 100% for that, by the way.
Yeah.
He's 39 years old, signed a 1-year deal. Anybody could have had him, but he's got 5 sacks. He's 39.
He's been dominant.
But here's the thing about him. It's not a future deal. He's just with your team until February.
Just rent him.
He's 39. He can be effective, especially with the defensive lines taking injuries right now. I would do that. I know Jalen Phillips is the hot name in Miami. He had a great first year. He was like all rookie team, 8.5 sacks, looked great. He's only got like 14 games he's played the last 3. He's had that ACL, partial ACL, and then he had the Achilles before that. So he's missed some time.
Right.
But it'd be a reasonable contract I think they could afford. I've been hot on that running back trail. I know Alvin Kamara didn't want to be traded, and he said he's going to drink, pina coladas?
Yeah, if they trade him, he's going to just go drink pina coladas. I doubt it.
Alvin, this could be a chance for a ring, man.
If you want to win, I would get out.
Yeah, I remember text line was saying, well, earlier they said, well, he's an old ass. You don't want him. I was like, well, his old ass does have 342 yards rushing and 25 catches.
Yeah, I'd take it.
That would lead the Chiefs, by the way.
I would take
That'd be
it.
3rd in catches, and that would lead the Chiefs in rushing.
I would take that.
Granted, you got to figure out, you're going to have to pay him on the way out. So, what, $6 million on the way out?
Yeah.
You'd have to pay him. But Breece Hall, you wouldn't. He's undrafted free, or not undrafted free agent. Clearly he was drafted, but unrestricted free agent after the year.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know where you sit with running backs or whatever, but when Kareem Hunt got hurt there, and then Kelsey Bernard, Tracy Wolfson said he's fine, he's come back in, and we're like, take a sigh of relief.
Yeah. Oof.
But he's very important to his team picking up his first downs. Like that's, you're one play away from not having that depth that you want. You're one play away from Elijah Mitchell being activated.
Right. Someone in the text line said Kalen Saunders, excuse me.
He's not getting any time in Jacksonville.
Yeah, could make sense. Reunion there. Obviously, they're going to have to bring somebody in.
Calais Campbell makes the most sense to me. I don't care that he's 39. He's effective.
And Calais Campbell's a guy that's been so close to winning a ring. He was on that Cardinals team when they played the Steelers in the Super Bowl. That's how long he's been in this league. He was on the Jacksonville Jaguar team. He's had so many chances.
He was on Miami last year, then a 1-year deal with Arizona.
Yeah, like this is an opportunity. If he does get dealt to the Chiefs, it'd be a perfect fit, and he would get a chance to go out on top.
It's a position they need. And I know all the insiders, quote insiders, are looking at the free agents and, the Chiefs are really interested in defensive line and edge. Well, no crap, man. Like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing they need. And running back was all everybody was talking about before, but all of a sudden a couple of good games running the football, and all of a sudden that subsides. But your quarterback's still number 2 on the team in rushing, and that shouldn't be there.
Should not have.
Mahomes shouldn't have 250 yards rushing right now.
Shouldn't have to. We're not the Ravens. We should not have Mahomes be running this much. And I love when he runs in the playoffs. I don't love that he has to run and get hit all 17 weeks of the year.
But I understand, and I've saw some things. Well, it could be an easy pick swap for the Chiefs. Where are you pick swapping? Because they don't have a 6th, and they don't have a 7th. They have 6 picks. They have a 1st, 2nd, a 3rd, 2 4s. 2 4s and a 5th. No 6th, no 7th. Those were dealt. Uche, they got a 4th back. The reason they have 2 4s is because they got a 4th back for Tooney when they got rid of Joe Tooney. So they got that pick. There'll be a comp pick mixed in there as well, too. But they just don't have, quote, the draft capital towards the end of the draft where you'd say, all right, let's do a pick swap with you in the 7th round. You can't really do that if you don't have the ammo to do it. So, yeah, he is. Text line, Kamara and Hunt, same draft class. Yeah, they're right at the same age.
Mm-hmm.
People forget this, but Juju, even though he's a couple years younger than Mahomes, he came out of college when he was younger. He's the same age as Mahomes. Same draft class. Not same age. Same draft class as Patrick Mahomes, Juju.
Yeah.
So they've been in the league just as long. Anyway, we come back. We'll take a look at these games this weekend, the weekend slate.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, Chiefs fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Kansas City Chiefs. And this season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with a generous spirit. Visit www.crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
We got to be out.
Hey, folks, I've got a couple of important questions for you. Do you know how much money you need to retire? Do you have a plan in place for your loved ones? If your answer is no, it's time to get your financial planning on track with UMB Private Wealth. It's never too late to start. Plus, their team supports you at every step of the planning process. Go to umb.com/private wealth to schedule your appointment. That's umb.com/private wealth. Why not start today?
Inside the Huddle with Cody and Gold each day from noon till 1 on 96.5 The Fan. Inside the Huddle is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue on the official radio partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. 96.5 The Fan.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
The biggest impact I get to make is seeing kids graduate.
I find it the most meaningful to be able to work with kids and see the smiles on their faces when they figure out how to read.
I felt really strongly that my faith was calling me to be a person who serves others.
The only way that things are going to get better is if we all try to lend a hand.
Volunteer in your community. Visit showmeservice.org. Sponsored by the Missouri Community Service Commission and the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Century Roofing has done it again. Voted Best Roofing Company in Johnson County for the 4th year in a row. If you didn't get your roof inspected after last year's hailstorms and your neighbors are getting new roofs, you might have damage too. Don't wait. Book your free inspection today and take advantage of our free material upgrade sale. This can mean big savings on your insurance premium. Trust the pillars of strength with female-owned Century Roofing. CenturyRoofingKC.com. That's CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
And welcome back. Final segment. Jay Binkley, Jackson Ogden. You going to go ahead and have some chili, buddy?
I don't know about chili tonight, but I'm definitely going to have it within the next week.
Did you get any tips from texting?
I've seen some tips. I'm going to have to take them into consideration.
What's the other game you're looking forward to this weekend? Besides, I know Missouri Vanderbilt will be high on your list. You watching KUK State?
Yeah, I'll definitely tune into that. As Mizzou fans, we don't like either, but I definitely don't like Kansas, so I'll root for K-State to continue the streak. And then Ole Miss, Oklahoma, also just a great
I think
game.
UCLA, Indiana is interesting now because UCLA's on that winning
on a
streak.
heater. They are
Since
on a
you
heater.
got Tim Skipper as interim coach. Ole Miss, Oklahoma at 11. That'll be the other game on besides Kansas State. Not a great slate of games. They'll get better for it. 3 o'clock ESPN2, Baylor, Cincinnati will be fun. 2 good quarterbacks there in Sorsby and at Cincinnati, and Sawyer Robertson at Baylor. And Cincinnati's still in the mix. They haven't been beaten in the Big 12. Again, these first games, man, do you think they regret playing Nebraska at Arrowhead?
Yeah.
Because that team's pretty good. That team's pretty salty.
Cincinnati's been pretty good.
Local TV this weekend, if you're interested in the games, guess what the noons games are?
Give them to me.
Bears at the Ravens on CBS.
Could be interesting.
This is Kansas City locally. This is Red Zone Day.
Yeah.
Bills at the Panthers on Fox. If you want to see the Bills
Could
taking
get
it
interesting.
3 o'clock's going to be interesting, though. Cowboys in Denver.
Yeah.
Packers and Steelers Sunday night. That'd be fun.
That's going to be awesome to see Rodgers play his old team.
That'll be a nice teaser there for the NFL on Sunday. But Monday night, you going to the game Monday?
Maybe. I don't have a for sure yet, but there's a possibility.
But just a maybe.
Just a maybe right now.
We're going to find out.
We'll have to see. In the next couple of days, I'll figure that out.
I'm going to start getting you a credential or something, man.
Yeah, give me some credentials. I'd love some. Go to the games and analyze it, do whatever, man.
Drew was down at Big 12 Media Day today.
Oh, is that right? Basketball?
That lost some luster, man. And then the late night of the fog, they had the empty seats and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. We're turning to football. It's tough to do anything with football on. Isn't it tough?
Yeah. We talked about this. I mean, don't schedule things during football. We're football guys. We want to watch football.
Yeah, we do. The ratings came out, too, for college football.
Oh, yeah? What were they?
Through college football week 8, there have been 27 games that got 5 million plus viewers. Here's the by conference. 32 of those games were SEC. So people want to complain about the SEC being spotlighted. About 32 of the highest rated games were SEC. Second conference, Big 12. Stand up Big 12 with 12. ACC 7. Of course, that was that Belichick interest in the beginning, I'm sure. Notre Dame had 2 of them, by the way. And TCU versus North Carolina, by the way, non-conference game, that was one of them.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, there's some distribution by teams and conference there. But, people are watching it. They like their college football. And I'm for that, too. But the Big 12, yeah, pretty good. ABC, by the way, they had 18 of those. NBC, too. Like, they've been killing it with their games. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. People are watching football, Jackson.
Best sport in the world, man.
Thank you very much, man. It was fun. You had a little gold betting show.
Yeah, the betting show's doing well.
Yeah, it's great stuff there.
Give me some winners for this weekekend, hopefully.
Hopefully our Circa Millions. We went 4-1 again last week. We're a little team we got together. We're pretty good. Pretty good lately. The one we lost was the Chargers. I guess we didn't believe in the Colts.
People are going to learn that Colts teams. I love Shane Steichen. I'll say whatever. You might not think that team's real, but he should win coach.
And I have gone with the Colts several times this year.
Shane Steichen is great.
Anyway, enjoy it, Jackson Ogden. Great job by you. We will see you. I'll be on tomorrow with Alex Gold 10-2. See you guys tomorrow.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you